everyone, Clayton here with High Torque Rollers. Just wanted to go over a few things that will help with the installation of your new clutch rollers for your QRS clutch. So this is what you'll get from High Torque Rollers if you order some secondary clutch rollers from us. Just walk you through what's in the package. You will also have some instructions that come in the package as well that will help with your installation process. So we'll go through some pointers on how to help you guys out if you are installing a new set of rollers. We'll start out by doing some pre-indexing of the pin. If you're pulling this apart, it's nice to index everything because the roller pins go inside of the roller hole and have to line up if you're using your old existing pin. So before you take anything apart or loosen anything, put some indexing marks on the pins on the head so that when you go back together, you can find the exact same spot, which will help you to align your roll pin holes on assembly. Also make sure that, of course, you have both opposing pins in the same holes or your indexing will be very effective. So that being said, this one has already been removed, but just for illustration purposes, this will be your pivot stud, and this is the serrated washer that is there from the factory. Make sure you don't lose that. Make sure it goes back in place. If you are installing new studs, you potentially will have a little bit of work to do on your new stud. First thing you're going to do, pull this out. Obviously check your pin for wear. Some are okay if they have a few miles. Others will have wear. You'll need a new pin. The new pin will come with a black oxide coating on it. This black oxide coating potentially can be a little thicker than what it should be. So you're going to want to potentially polish that black oxide coating off if it does not fit the new roller. Our rollers will have a problem with that coating on the outside of the new pin if it's too thick. To do that, you can either just mount this in a drill so you can just turn it nice and slow and use some 600 grit or something of the equivalent paper just so it leaves a polish, not a round type finish. So that being said, when you go to take this all apart, again, this one was taken apart already, and it was the circlip version, which is why it has no hole drilled in the end of the pin. It is not the original pin for this clutch. But if you do have one with the original pin for the clutch, you'll have a roll pin right here, and that roll pin will either be one of these two diameters, bigger or smaller. Now, there were some years of clutches that in the back side of the clutch, there was no holes. It was a blind hole. So you'll have to check for that before you try and drive the pin through. If that hole is there, you can drive the pin through on the back side to remove your pivot stud. Once that the roll pin is removed, then you can unthread this. Of course, your roller will come out and there's your pivot stud. For the reassemble, we've already checked the black oxide coating. Make sure that your serrated washer is in place. Bring it through just enough to be able to get the washer and the roller in place. Washer goes against the outside of the clutch. Shiny face of the roller goes against our washer. Slide the pin through, tighten everything up. Check for clearance that there's no play, or that there is play, sorry, not tight. And then continue with tightening your pivot stud. If you've had it indexed from previously, then line up your indexing. Double check that your holes line up, drive in the appropriate roll pin, and you should be good to go. Now, if some strange chance that this is fitting tight from side to side, there's a couple things that could be. One would be from a previous installation or even from factory sometimes. Right inside here where the pivot stud threads into the aluminum, this aluminum can pull out a little bit. So there might be a burr there or something. So just take a little file and make sure that that's all filed nice and smooth and flat so that it doesn't obstruct anything sideways. The other problem could be if you're using a pivot stud and this E-clip right here with that groove and that clip, if this washer is not in place or if this casting has been pressed in due to an over tightening situation or what have you, then it can push this groove in too far. In which case, when our thrust washer goes in place, it gets held over a little bit and will get tight in the slot as well. So just watch for that. If that's the case, then you've got to figure out a way to make it so that this will tighten up, but not in as deep of a position. Potentially a second washer under here, something along those lines. You have to be careful when you do that to make sure you've actually got enough clearance in the clutch casting down in the bottom here, so that we still have enough room to put the E-clip on. As long as you've got enough room to put your E-clip on, you should be good to go.